Seeing as it's still Christmas time, I thought I'd include a little silver and gold in the mix. Namely, the two Rangers that came in right at the end of the first half of the season. Gold and silver. Portrayed by tech wizard Nate and his cyborg son, although technically he's considered a brother, Steel. And here we see the Wrecker and Jet Zords in their travel configuration. And yeah, it's pretty sturdy on there. It wiggles a bit, wiggly waggly, but it's stuck there. The only way to get it off is to have two hands on it. Okay, I'm going to set the camera down. You gotta slide it off a rail, which has it on there pretty tight. So, now let's check out the Wrecker Zord as is. It's a pretty standard vehicle with a big old hook for hooking things and a bit of kibble on the side, which will come into play later. This one is kind of complicated, so why don't I just stop talking and get right to it. First, you gotta pull the kibble off the sides. Set those aside for a second. Flip the hook around, like so. Open the hook so it's like this, and bend it downward so it's like so. Then flip the whole thing upside down, and now we get to the real meat of the transformation. You gotta bend these two, there's one on the other side, these two hinged pieces down so they point down, like so. Then do a lot of flipping. You flip this part open on both sides. You flip this part on both sides. Then you take the kibble bits with the blades pointed back and these little feet things pointed forward, and you attach them to the hinged parts here, carefully, like so. Then you bend the kibble out a bit, and it forms a mantis. Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. That's not right. That's not a mantis. This is not a mantis. This is clearly a rhino beetle. Alright, hang on a second. Let me look this up. See, that's a rhino beetle. That's a mantis. The two look nothing alike. I mean, seriously, look. Focus, camera. See? Mantis. Rhino. Mantis. Rhino. What was Hasbro thinking? Rhino beetles exist in America. Nate could have scanned both a scarab, which technically exists in America, although more prevalent in Egypt, and a rhino beetle, and the whole continuity wouldn't be out of whack, but here it is. They're calling a rhino beetle a mantis. You know, I don't care what anyone says. This is clearly a rhino beetle Zord. It's a big bad beetle Zord. Same as the other Zord, which we will get to later. But for now, let's stick with the Gold Zord, which is clearly a rhino beetle. Okay, so, yeah. We straighten these bits. Well, no, scratch that. We fold these bits in half, like so. Then we take, come on. We take this part off and straighten it back up so it's like so. Set that aside. Then we hit these two buttons here, which extends the legs. We split the legs, fold the feet out here, and now it stands because it's normal. Then we take the kibble bits off, fold the kibble attachments sideways, return the kibble so it's a little more clean looking, like so. That's what we should have so far. We fold up this little piece that the other part was sticking on. We fold these shoulder bits up. Fold the secondary horn up. We then fold this part down. Now technically on the Japanese version, this part doesn't fold down. You just put the fist through the hole and bend the arms downwards. But this one's a bit smaller, so you go with what you got. Anywho, you fold the head up, fold the head crest up as you fold the head up. You do not do anything with the visor. You do not do anything with the visor because that's part of a later configuration. But what you do is you attach this piece to that opening, which I will do off camera because it's kind of difficult. I don't want to say this Megazord fights me, but actually, yeah, I do. I want to say the Megazords kind of fight me a little. But anyway, once it's in, you fold and lock into place the chest part. You then fold down the hands so they look relatively flush. And there we go. We got the Wrecker Zord in battle mode, and the 2 bits here, the kibble, those can open up to be swords if you want. But I don't really need to show you that. Overall, it's a little more satisfying than actually the Red Zord, almost. It looks a bit cleaner than the Megazord, to be honest. And overall, it's semi worth the 25 to 30 bucks you pay for the Zords entirely, or the Zords individually. Almost. Honestly, this is my favorite visually Zord. My favorite Zord visually. Especially with this huge mace-like attachment on his fist. That's not a historical thing, but eh. When next we meet, we get to see the Gold Ranger's silver brother, or at least his Zord.